So if I want to sell lukewarm coffee using that cafe, I need to see, is there a market? Is it a market opportunity in the first place? What is a market opportunity? It should have a market. When I say market, are there people willing to buy lukewarm coffee? That's the question that you need to ask. This is what I mean by saying assessing market opportunities. Is there a market for lukewarm coffee? Yes, for cold coffee there is a market, for hot coffee there is a market, and the competition for both the segments are very, very intense. So you want to enter into a very unique category which is called as lukewarm coffee. Is there a market? So it depends upon your market research. So you will get to know more about market research probably in your third semester when you will be on campus. Okay. So yeah, that is what I mean by saying assessing market opportunities. If I have to speak about a very well-known brand named Yahoo, it was a blockbuster brand during the early 2000s and in the late 90s as well. It was a blockbuster brand. It was well known for its homepage. So for people, for all of us, if we have to reach out to any website, it has to go through Yahoo homepage, whether it is update on weather, update on celebrities, update on business contacts, update on the news. Everything was there in the Yahoo homepage. It was a perfect khichdi made of so many ingredients. So in that homepage there was something called as Yahoo search. Yahoo search was also there, but it was a part of the bigger umbrella called Yahoo homepage. Google wanted to develop a very unique algorithm for their search part. So what did Google see? Okay, fine, Yahoo is focusing on so many things. Let me focus only on search. Let me focus only on search and let me master that particular category only. So this was Google's intention during the starting stages. So this is what I mean by saying assessing market opportunities. Yahoo has assessed the market opportunities and they have created Yahoo homepage and they were successful for many years. Google has assessed the market opportunity and they have created only search and they focused only on search, and look where they are right now. So this is what I mean by saying assessing market opportunities. What comes next is choosing value. Because it is virtual, I have to write it over here, else I would have had a whiteboard. So second is choosing value. When I say choosing value, okay, fine, you have value as your product or as a service, but I need to choose my value. Where is the value coming from? Which means your STP efforts. Who are the ones who are actually purchasing this value? This is all about choosing value. Your STP efforts. Great. I mean, you are having a wonderful search engine, but where is the value coming from? So at that time, when that Google search engine was new, the value was coming from information seekers, internet geeks who are information seekers. Now we can say that internet is all over the place. Very easy to say this. We are in a very matured internet era. But during that time, internet was a luxury. You have to pay a bomb for a very slow connection. So in that particular new segment, there were certain audiences who want to get educated about what's happening around the world. So Google search was a blessing for them. Choosing your value. Value is coming from information seekers on the internet during that time. So choosing value is all about your STP efforts. Third is designing value. Fine, you feel that your product is fantastic. You have assessed the market opportunities. But how are you designing it? Just imagine you have come up with the best soap in this particular planet. Best soap in the planet Earth. You have come up with the best soap, and what do you do with that best soap? You put it inside a polythene cover, transparent polythene cover, and you take that polythene cover and put it in a rack of a big bazaar or any retail shop. Will anybody buy it? Despite that soap being the best soap in this planet, will anybody buy it looking at that particular avatar, polythene cover, transparent polythene cover, and there is that best soap in the planet? Will anybody buy it? No. They'll just ignore it. In fact, they'll be having some negative perceptions about that particular product which is displayed. So this is where designing comes into the picture. You have to design your value as well. This is how we are. I'm sorry, this is how we are. We see that particular soap, best soap in the planet, in a polythene cover, packaged in the most ugliest way possible. We will neglect it. This is how we are. So it's very important how you design the value. So by designing your value, you are sending out a message saying that, you know what, we are serious. And this is what I got to know when I looked at Dega.in, their website. The way they have designed their website, the way they have photographed their products, the way they have presented their products, the way they have presented the ingredients of that particular product. It was all royal and very rich. So it's not just important to assess the market opportunities. It's not just important to choose the value, you have to design the value as well. That's the third part. Fourth is delivering the value. Great, you have designed it superbly. You have chosen the value superbly. You have assessed the market opportunities superbly. But you have to deliver the value as well. Just imagine you go to a shop, you ask for your favorite product, and the shopkeeper says that it's not there, out of stock. How disappointed you will be. You'll be like, "Arey yaar, what's wrong with this particular product? What's wrong with this particular shop?" This is how you will feel when you're surfing, when you're going for your favorite product. Just imagine, this is your frustration. What is the brand's frustration? Someone was readily available to splurge their money for my brand, and I was not there. I didn't deliver myself properly. I didn't deliver my product properly. Someone was ready to pay, and if it's just one customer, it doesn't make any difference. But just imagine if 1,000 people are having the same experience, same irritating experience, that is when the brand faces loss. So that's why you need to make sure that you are there, available, the stock is available at the right location. Remember this particular brand named Maggi? So Maggi is a banned product. For a very long time, Maggi was banned. So after some time, unfortunately, the ban was lifted. So when the ban was lifted, within 2 days, they were available in Sri Sri University. Where is Sri Sri University located? It's not located in Bhubaneswar. It's not located in Cuttack. It's located in Godisahi, in a very remote location. And this particular international brand made sure that immediately after the ban, they are available in a very remote location named Godisahi. This is brilliance at its peak. Brilliance when it comes to supply chain management. So they are not only designing their value, they are also delivering their value. Once the ban was lifted, all the lazy teenagers wanted Maggi, and the Maggi part was available in Sri Sri University. So this is the thing about delivering value. I urge all of you not to have Maggi. It's not a good product, and something which happens very quickly is not good for your system. Please don't consume Maggi. Just because you're lazy, don't resort to Maggi. Resort to normal food, because Maggi makes you feel lazy and irritated. I am speaking from experience during my 20s. So if you want to get inspired by Maggi, get inspired by their business practices. Get inspired by the way they are managing their supply chain, not by the product. Okay, so that is about delivering value, communicating value, how you communicate your marketing activities, how you are communicating via your offline channels, via your online channels. How are you doing it? What sort of a message that you are portraying in a verbal way and in a non-verbal way as well. So me praising about a particular website means that is non-verbal communication. Me praising about a commercial means it is a verbal communication. So how you are communicating the value. Yes, you have the best soap in the planet, but how are you communicating? You just can't say best soap in the planet. People will say, array, this particular brand is desperate. So how do you communicate that particular best soap in the planet to the audience is an art in itself. That requires marketing acumen, and that's why you are learning this subject. That is the fifth point. Sixth point is sustaining value. Great, you have done all these things and you are in the number one position. And getting to the number one position is one thing, it's a long journey, and once you reach the number one position, you need to sustain that particular position. That is when you will be tagged as an iconic brand. All the iconic brands have sustained their value for decades. Look at all the iconic brands, Adidas, Nike, they are sustaining that value for a very, very long time. For 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100 years they are sustaining that value. So it's not just about reaching to number one position, it's all about sustaining that value. For a very long time, Airtel was the number one brand in this country. Lays chips. I mean, it was there once since I was 5th standard, 6th standard. From that point till now, Lays is doing really well in the chips market. That is sustaining value. Assessing market opportunities, choosing value, designing value, delivering value, and sustaining value. This is how you deliver value to your end audience or to your customers. Clear?